Yeah, g'day Bushwalkers. Part 3, uh, South Coast Track in Tasmania overview. So day 6 was Preon Beach or Preon Boat crossing to Surprise Beach, only 9 kilometres. It was quite a nice walk. Surprise Beach is a beautiful campsite. We weren't in any rush. Once again, the campsite at Surprise Beach is high up, so once again, tide charts essential. We were lucky once again. The tide was going out. The water crossing to get up there was good, and the water was just beautiful. Big as the tide was going out, we had nice clear water to be able to drink as well. And then you have to climb up a bit of a cliff to the campsite that overlooks the ocean. The stunning views, protected from the high winds, cold weather. Highly recommended as a campsite. Now, some people just go straight through. A lot of people actually, they don't stop at Surprise Beach. They do another 3.1 kilometres and go straight through to Granite Beach or Granite Bay. But we thought, what the hell, we're in Tasmania, we're here to enjoy ourselves. We're not in some sort of endurance race. So, yeah, why not stop and enjoy that? And then the next day we packed up. Unfortunately, it was raining, and went to Granite Beach. So Granite Beach is only 3.1 kilometres, so only a 2 kilometre walk. A 2-hour walk. About sort of almost halfway, there's Osmeridian Beach, which is a little side track of 0.8 kilometres each way, or 0.6, something like that. It's clearly marked on the track, and we're glad we did. Taylor's Creek is down at Osmeridian as well, so we walked down to Osmeridian, had lunch on the beach, checked out the campsite. It looks like quite a nice campsite, although once again, people leaving their rubbish and their crap around. It's beyond me why people can't just take their rubbish. We were very careful to clean up all our rubbish, and the time when we did have to dig our own toilets, it was 150, 200 metres away from any water sources and a deep hole, and followed all the rules. That just really makes me angry. Anyway, Taylor's Creek was there. The water was cool, fresh. So we refilled the water there before going on to Granite. But Granite had fresh water anyway. Granite's got the waterfall underneath, and then you get to climb up the cliff. Beautiful clear stream. Clean water, and down a little track into the campsite. The campsite, once again, is protected. We were first there again, so we got pick of the campsites. Now, on the way to Granite Beach, you are walking, say about 300 metres along the beach. It's just covered in boulders. There's no way to escape the boulders, and it's pretty awkward walking along the beach. And pick your boulders and watch you don't fall over. And we got smashed. We were lucky because we were wearing all our rain gear. We got smashed by a sudden rainstorm and squall, really high winds. So we remained dry, and then by the time we reached Granite Beach, a lot of that had gone away, and we were able to set up our stuff, and we were dry. But the campers that followed us that day had gotten caught and were absolutely drenched. One poor bloke had almost everything he owned except his set of thermals and his sleeping bag was soaking wet. His pack was wet. All his other clothes were wet. Clothes he's wearing was soaked. So, yeah, just really, really bad luck for him. So Granite was nice. You know, that was another day I couldn't be bothered having a bath that day. Surprise, I did. We all went in the ocean and had a swim there, but Granite was just too bloody cold. And the wind were trying to fill up water at the creek up the top. You had to watch the wind, because when it kicked up and went back onto the coast, you get smashed and just soaked by water. So that was pretty much our rest day. We counted that as a rest day. Day 8 was a hard day, and we knew it was going to be a hard day. It started with a 400-metre climb, pretty steep. 3 more climbs to follow this. That was the South Cape Range. And then it was very muddy, steep in sections, then slow in sections, slow going, swampy, frustrating because you couldn't get moving any faster because you had to go so slow through the swampiness and the roots. And so some of it wasn't as enjoyable. as I would have thought. But then we got to the South Cape rivulet. Dad's rivulet. Don't even know if I'm pronouncing that properly. But that was That's a beautiful campsite. That's probably one of the best campsites I think in the whole South Coast track. There's views to the rivulet, which is bloody freezing. I went for a swim in the South Tasman Sea. Just really nice. I really liked that. Then day 9, last day. Started with an easy climb overland. Then we had three beautiful little beach walks. It's lovely because there's multiple microclimates on the way that you experience as you're walking through. And then you get a lot of boardwalk followed by a rocky, I think you'd call it a creek bed track. We had lunch on the last headland. It's Blackcliff Headland, just after Lions Head Campground along that beach. It was quite a lovely day walking. We were really lucky. It was warm, it's sunny, or as one of the locals call it, had been down for a surf. It was lush, dude. You're going to have a real lush day. Arrived at Cockle Bay in plenty of time for our pickup. Our pickup was, 4 o'clock. Don't be late, we were told. So, yeah, plenty of time. So we wandered down to the beach, crystal clear water, beautiful sunshine, beautiful beach. Went for a swim down in Cockle Bay, really, really nice, and dried off, and then got a we were getting picked up. Had our bags in the bus to pick us up, and the bus was taking us. We thought back to Hobart, but you pretty much tell him where in Hobart you're staying. I was staying at a B&B. My mate had to go to the airport, and my other mate was going to another hotel in Hobart. It was door-to-door service. It was fantastic. It's friendly. We sort of, because the trip is can be between 2.5 to 3.5 hours. He stopped halfway at a cafe. It's probably a kickback somewhere, but we don't care. Cafe for coffee and some pastries or something light to eat. Because by that time it was getting 4 or 5 o'clock. It was fantastic. Really enjoyable. So the track took us 9 days. Could have been shorter, but we weren't interested in making it shorter. We wanted to experience the whole thing. We met a couple of young blokes who did it in 5 days. We met some groups along the way who, would hit a campsite at like 9:30 at night when it was dark, be setting up the tent, and then you might see them in the gloom at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, packing up their tent in the dark so they could go again, and they had done 30 kilometres in one day, but we weren't interested in doing that. We were interested in experiencing as much as we could and just enjoying the walk. We stopped for breaks when we felt a little bit tired. Our group consisted of 3. I was definitely the average fitness. My one mate is an ultra endurance runner, and the other one he does 40 kilometres, backpack at the drop of a hat without even thinking of it. So, and we all enjoyed it. One of the best walks I've ever been on. Probably the longest walk I've ever been on, and I'm missing it already. I've been back for 7 days, and I want to leave again. I lost 6 kilos on this, but that's because I got some spastic diet where I start to hike and I lose all my appetite. Anyway, cheerio. Hope someone found this useful, and if they didn't, too bad. Don't care. And if you did, I'm glad. Ciao.